Good evening, everybody. My name's George Herring. I'm the IB coordinator for Fallbrook High School. It's a great pleasure to spend the evening with you for a little bit and give you some information about our new IB program. So for those of you that aren't really familiar at all with IB, IB is an international organization that's, I highlighted keywords here that I think would be important for you to cling to. It's teaching kids how to inquire, ask questions, how to become more knowledgeable with content, to be more caring, to make the world a better place. I really like that one a lot. To be intercultural and respectful of each other, to engage in something that's challenging to them and rigorous, and active, something where the student is an active participant, and learning to be more compassionate to others in the process. The research on IB, I think that if you know anything about IB, you've probably heard it's a very rigorous academic program that is going to help prepare kids for potentially college if they go that route, and make them more desirable on the resume if they are seeking a college. So all those things are true. I encourage you to look up any research in the Chicago public school system. It's the most successful school reform program that they've ever launched, and that's not just with the top tier kids going on to top tier schools. That's kids from a wide variety of socioeconomic backgrounds, first time students going into college in a family, all sorts of students that have benefited from an IB education. You see it here, even by taking one course in IB, your college acceptance rate goes up about 20%, close to 20%. And if you hang in there for what you're going to learn is the full diploma, that full diploma program increases your ability to go to some of the Ivy League schools by more than 22%. So some pretty stunning statistics there. For Fallbrook, though, we want all kids to participate in IB. IB is for everybody, and if you heard that mission statement, its value system is our value system. We want kids to be caring, compassionate, knowledgeable, critical thinkers. These are all very, very great ideas for any school to cling to as a mission statement. So we want everybody to jump in and be a part of this. We do believe it, though, correlates strongly to college acceptance and career readiness, but we see it as more than just academic results. We're really trying to nurture your children and help them become lifelong learners is sort of the phrase we like to use, and all those other words wrap into that idea. So how do you get involved with IB? This is where it's like you got to rethink. You begin with the end in mind. So we're going to take a little bit of a look at the end and then talk about what you might do in ninth grade to start getting toward that end. So when you take IB, this is true of any school. IB are courses that are only offered in 11th and 12th grade. So you see there, I've blocked out a big space in 11th and 12th. The courses are mostly 2 years long. So if you take an IB English class, it's a class you'll take in 11th and 12th grade. Same with almost all the courses. We have just a few courses that are single year courses. The courses are offered in what are called standard level, which are unweighted courses that allow kids to come in with less rigorous expectations of them, but you still get the benefit of saying you're an IB certificate scholar, and you get to put it on your resume, and you get to put it on your college application. You were in IB. Or you can take HL, which are our weighted classes, and those are just a little bit more intense on the academics. And like I said, if you just take one class, you'll be a certificate scholar, and that's pretty awesome. If you take a bigger program, though, if you take a series of 4 courses, that connect with our CTE pathways and our arts programs, you could qualify for an IB career certificate or an IB bilingual career certificate in things like leadership management, engineering, filmmaking, culinary arts, all sorts of great programs. And then they've got the classic full diploma program, which is you're giving up most of your academic career in 11th and 12th grade to nothing but IB. But like I said, the end, that's for a student that is really looking to be as competitive as possible at those top tier schools. And that would be, it's akin to getting your Eagle Scout badge, for those of you familiar with the Boy Scouts. It's such an honor and it's such a high prestige thing that it just puts you right at the top of the stack with many schools. Here's a look at what we are offering at school. Who knows, by the time you guys get to 11th grade, we may have a slightly different set of courses, because teachers are often asking me to participate in trainings, and they want to know more about classes that they might be able to launch. So maybe we'll have more by the time you step into 11th. But as of right now, we have a pretty good number of classes, and I put in bold, we have about 50% of our courses go along with AP testing. So if you're wondering like, oh, I don't know about AP or IB, I'm not sure which one I should choose, it's really kind of a false choice. You can get the benefits of both often in some of these courses. I'm going to take a little, so that you take a single class, that makes a lot of sense. Some of these bigger programs though require a little more understanding. So if you get the career certificate, you would be taking 2 IB classes, a spine course, like a course that connects all your programs together. We call that a personal and professional skills course. And then you would take 2 years in a career-related study that's outside of IB. So for example, I'm the film teacher. So if you took my film courses in 11th and 12th grade, and you also took 2 IB classes and that professional skills class, you could get an IB career certificate in filmmaking. And you see down here, we have career certificates available. I really love this one in leadership management, because that puts value to 2 programs that, when you hear them, you don't often think leadership, but they're absolutely our Fallbrook's leadership training programs. One is called FFA, which we run through our agricultural program, and ROTC, which if you look up ROTC, it's a leadership preparedness program. So both of those you could jump into and end up with an IB career certificate in leadership. We have a couple ways to get an engineering certificate through our engineering program, and also through our trans tech program, which is kind of cool, because that's the only class I know where you can apply for space camp, because our trans tech guy, he works with Tesla and all these different organizations that look at the great technology that's coming up in transportation. And then you see mine, that filmmaking class, and then culinary arts. I thought it might help you then to see like, well, how does that fit into a program? So what you see here is something I hope your counselors tell you a lot, which is a 4-year map. And this is something you all should just kind of do. You can always change your mind, but it's nice to just lay out a 4-year map to look at, like, how do all the puzzle pieces go down on the board so that I win the game? So this is kind of how you win at the game. You're going to see my puzzle pieces are very, very similar in 9th and 10th grade. So you all should be taking 2 years of English. You should be trying to get your 2 world languages out of the way, your VAPA, a world history, your 2 sciences, 2 maths, and your PE credits. If you can get all that kind of knocked out in year 1 and year 2, you literally can do anything you want in 11th and 12th grade. You've got maximum choice in 11th and 12th grade. So in this case, by getting all the requirements out of the way, or a lot of them, in 9th and 10th, you open up the door to get this career pathway in leadership. And I'm also pointing this out because if you think you might be a leader, if you think like my son, he just started at SDSU in business and sustainability, and he's not a per se military type of kid, but if he knew that this was the only way to get a leadership certificate because he is a student leader, he would have taken ROTC instead of PE because that's how you get the certificate, or you'd participate in ag with FFA. It's so being a little mindful of what you want helps you choose maybe some of these courses in 9th grade. This is a look at our leadership pathway through ag, and what I really like about this particular pathway, you might notice that you see those 2 PEs and you see those open blocks at the bottom. That's for all you sports people out there. So one of the things it's very tough if you play sports because basically you're looking at a 5-period day instead of a 6-period day if you're very serious about your sports, which we have a lot of kids that are that way. And to say that you can do 4 years of a varsity sport or multiple sports and still get an IB career certificate in leadership, that's pretty stunning, actually, that you can do all that on a 6-period day. This is a look at our engineering pathway. This is just one look. Of course, you can throw these puzzle pieces together differently, but it's just another way to look at it and see that it's really nice, these career pathways, in that they offer you a lot of flexibility, and you see not every single box is taken up. So if you wanted to try something fun like ceramics or do something kind of out of the norm, you can do that too. And I think that's all the pathways I've got. At the end, if you've got specific questions, I'm happy to answer them. Our full diploma is a little bit different because you're basically, like I said, giving up your whole 11th and 12th grade career to academics. So what you see here is a lot of IB through this center. And you see there's even an extra class called Theory of Knowledge. That's the spine class that brings it all together. There's so many courses you have to do one either after school or if you're an athlete before school. But you see that that's quite different, and there's a lot less flexibility. But as I mentioned earlier, what you're getting out of it is like that Eagle Scout badge. You're the one that's really going for the big prize. So in closing, before I open it up to questions, just to get you that maximum choice in 9th and 10th grade, you should be looking at something like this. And if you're if you're going for the bilingual career certificate or the bilingual diploma, you will probably note that you're going to take your 2 world languages, and instead of those science classes, you'll pick up those science classes that are taught in Spanish. So because a key to getting that dual immersion program is having 2 classes that are taught in Spanish. So IB works with our dual immersion pathway. So when you onboard into IB in 11th and 12th, what you would take, we have a 2-year science class called Environmental Systems and Societies that's taught in Spanish. And obviously you'd take more world language for 2 years. Okay, I think that does it for me.